focus here really is happiness. Yeah. It's really like a freedom. It's a relief. It's a living happily. I've been getting this question quite a few times lately about presence and how to find presence. And it's an interesting question to come upon because we're never not present. Everything that's happening is happening right now. The thing that makes us feel not present is that we become over identified with the mental movement. Yeah, with the process of, let's say, identity or self, but mostly the thought, the mental movement. Now, the mental movement is usually, if not always, referencing the past or projecting to the future. So if I'm identified as only the mental movement, it seems like I'm never present. One of the other sides of this is that if I'm identified with that movement that never seems present, because it's always referencing past or it's always jumping to future, then when I try to get into the moment, I'm trying to get into the moment as that mental process, which is never really in the moment. So I get stuck, you see? So it seems like I'm never present and I can't get present or I can't keep presence. The thing is if you're living as just the mental system, you can't keep presence because the mental system is a program that's always going to be looking at the past or referencing the future because that's what it knows. Yeah, that's what it does. So see, it's not that you're not present as beingness, as awareness, as Buddha nature, whatever you want to call it. It's that you're living as what is not present. But even that, even the mental process, yes, if you're thinking about past or if the head is thinking about future, those thoughts are happening in the present. So even if I'm living as the thought system, which is referencing past and future all the time, yeah, if I'm caught in time in that way, identity being based in time, past, future, yeah, perceived present or seeming present. So even those thoughts are happening right now, but if I'm caught in them, it seems like they're not happening right now because I'm living as the reference of the past or the projection of the future. So if we're meditating and we're sitting down as the head, yeah, and we're trying to stabilize the head, so we sit for 16 hours to stop the thinking, to freeze the process of the head. Yeah, there may be a samadhi where you do get a stillness, which is great, but the frustration comes then when you get up from sitting. And then the head just goes back to what the head does, the mental system, pulling back and forth. A great frustration comes from a lot of practitioners because they can't seem to stabilize in the present moment. The reason that we can't seem to stabilize is because we're identified as something which isn't stable. If you see that the mental movement is not you, the constant referencing of the past and the constant moving of the future or the idea of the future, if you look at that happening, you see that you're not the doer of it. And then you lose the faith. You stop putting all of your resources into the mental system, and then there you are present all the time. You can't not be present right now. You can't get out of it. There's no way to turn to go not now. Everything is going to be happening. Even thoughts about the past are happening in the now. So another way to look at it is if I'm living as just the mental system, which is always reaching for the future, yes, that those thoughts are having me. They're directing me. And all my focus is on those thoughts which are reaching to the future. Now, the thoughts are right now, but I'm seeming to not experience the now because I'm immersed in the addiction to the thought system, which is reaching for something in the future, which is usually more or comfort, or I need to get out of something right now, something that I seem to be in because I'm never present as it. But you're never in the mental system. That's the illusion that we're buying. That there's an identity or a self or an I which is experiencing that thought system. Okay? The thoughts are just happening. The illusion is that there's something sitting there which is a fixed thing, which is experiencing all this. There is no self. There is no center to the hub of the wheel, let's say. There's just openness, awareness, beingness, which is always right here. Yeah. That's why you can't not be here, because that's what you are. So if we're living as the mental projection, which is always looking to the future, trying to get out of discomfort now, or trying to gain something in the future, we're never seeming to be in the present. Because even when we hit the perceived future point, yeah, we get the job promotion. The head is already ahead of you looking at the next thing, future thing. So you're not even sitting in what was future projected and you got there. Yeah. You're not even experiencing the getting there because there's always the next thing. You see. Presence is a, let's say, a quality of your nature. It is what you are. And you can't get out of the present moment. As an alcoholic who had pretty bad depression, yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to get out of the present moment, drinking alcohol. I'm trying to get out of whatever I was experiencing at that moment. But you see, we can't get out of the present moment. I can't drink myself out of the now. I can't drug myself out of the now. So then how do we get relief? You see that the system, which is not now, is not you. And then there you are right now. Even if there's an experiencing of discomfort in the mental system, yeah, you're disentangled from it as what you are now. And then most of the time, in my experience, that mental system dives way down, it quiets way down because I'm not feeding it anymore. I'm not giving it all the fuel it can have so that it pulls me back and forth. I love the Advaita because it's like a direct putting down of what you're not, you see? If you can pick it up and put it down, it's not you. We can pick thoughts up, we can put them down, not me. Yeah. Same with emotions, not me. Sensation, not me. We can pick it up and we can put it down. Whatever can be picked up and put down is not us. The presence is the quality of what you are. When we're identified as the head, there's going to be a feeling of discomfort at some level, probably. In my experience, a lot of discomfort. I can only speak from my experience. And I would say living as just the mental system, there's going to be discomfort. I'm going to want to get into something or I'm going to want to get out of something. I'm not, but the head is, right? So if I'm putting all my faith in the mental system, in that self, in that I movement of individuality, there's going to be some sort of discomfort living somewhere. And I'm going to seem to want to get out of that discomfort in the present moment. But I can't get out of the present moment. I've tried all the tactics, self-harm, alcoholism. Well, not all of them, but I've tried some of the extreme ones, let's say. Work, money, sex, I've tried those. They kind of distract from what the head is doing momentarily, and then I'm right back in the mental system. And I'm back in that getting pulled back and forth, trying to get out of the now. So then what happens in spiritual practice often is we get addicted to trying to get into the now. Now, the thing that's trying to get into presence is not you. You see, because saying I want to be present, one is saying that you're not present right now, which is not the reality. But two, it's going future. I'm going to get present in the future. You see, so it's the same it's the same mental movement. It's just wearing a different shirt. It's just put on a different uniform. Now it's a spiritual practitioner who's living as what I'm going to get. I'm going to get. It's the same mental operation. It's another one that I've tried for sure. Absolutely. So it's the I, the individuality putting on a different suit. Now it's not depressed alcoholism. Now it's meditator who's going to meditate themselves into the present. It's funny when I say it because it's like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to take the head, the mental system, and I'm going to make it become present in the future. Yeah. You see, it's just it's another reaching. It's another projection to the future. So then again, I'm not present now meditating because I have a goal of attaining presence in the future. So I'm just getting pulled again, and now it's the same thing that's going to happen. Sit for 10 hours or whatever I'm going to do. Yeah. And then maybe I'll get a tap of stillness, of presence. Meditation ends, bell rings, I stand up, the head is gone, right again. Back to its tricks because I'm not able to hold it down all the time. The thing is we need to understand and come to know through a real like sense, a felt sense of our own presence. And I really believe that it's by seeing what is never truly, I mean, everything is in the now, but what is not projecting to the now. See that the head is referencing past or projecting to future. If you can hear that, not with the ears, but with what you are, with awareness, then it's not yours. You see, there's a movement there, mental movement happening. But what is listening? What is listening to it? Yeah, what comes before it is always right now. It can't be anywhere else. You can't be anywhere else. So it sees the head. Yeah, it sees the head referencing the past and the future now. And it understands, you understand from what you are, that the mental movement of past and future is not yours. It's a happening, it's a movement. And you see that it's all happening right now because it can't be. And then we stop putting all of our weight, all of our fuel into that mental movement of past and future. You see? And then you're never not present. So, what's the great benefit of that? One, a lot of the suffering calms down because what's causing a lot of our suffering is the pulling of the head back and forth. Yeah, if we're living as what seems to be not now, there's always a friction there. But the other benefit really is you can put down everything, all of the stress and anxiety you have that you're not present. It's like a lot of the freedom comes from the need to not be free anymore because you're free right now. I wish this had come through to me when I was drinking, you know. But when I was drinking, I was so addicted to the mental system as much as I was the alcohol and the whatever else. There's no way I was going to hear this. I had to sort out the individual first. Therapy, 12 step, you know. Because it's like the head still does what the head does. The mental process still happens. A lot of the effort in spiritual practice to try to like put a cap on the mental process, I have found is super stressful. It causes like a lot of tension in my system to try to stop the head, to try to like in some way paralyze the mental system or paralyze the eye. It's a lot. smoother, and I get a lot more relief and freedom, presence, experience of presence, not experience actually. I just sit into what I am, just from seeing that you're not what says you're not here. The mental system, which is going, I want to find presence, is not you. See that that is not you. And then there you are now, here. Never not here now. That's the beauty of the whole thing. And that's why it's this message of Advaita Vedanta and Zen and Chan is so beautiful, because it's so different. It's not giving you a path. It's not giving you, you have to do this for this long, you know. It's giving you a very direct direction. It's a direct pointing at what you are. Not that you're going to click into it, not that the head is going to click into it, or what you are is going to see it immediately. Yeah. I've found that negation is the best way, and coming at it through the vessel of listening. So being a musician, listening musically, yeah, it just teaches you how to be receptive. And it just gets more subtle. So you're listening to the energy system, you're listening to the mental system. You're learning how to listen with your whole body and mind, not with just the ears. And then the need to be present, yeah, is not, you don't have a need to be present because you are presence as it is now. The words aren't going to hit it. The words are never going to hit it. I'm just trying to share or paint a picture from experience because it might click something. Because the voyage to try to be present all the time is another reaching. It's another trying to grasp something that in the future. It's another mental projection. And in my experience, a lot of the trying to get out of now is mostly the head referencing the past and getting uncomfortable. Now, the head referencing the past is happening right now. But if I'm buying and living as the mental process, which is constantly referencing the past, it seems like I'm never here. And I can't get away from the past. Oh, yeah. And it's a tough place to be. It's a tough perspective to live from, I've found. But as soon as you come to see that you're not the movement, which is referencing past and future, yeah, it's like if you were holding a tennis ball, yeah, which was the mental system. As soon as you see you're not the tennis ball, you just open the hand, let go of the tennis ball, and then there you are, presence now. You can feel it. It happens in the body. The body, you let go of your grip of the body. The senses relax. Yeah, and then what you are, that of what you open up to what you already are, or you let go into what you already are, which is right now, all the time. Then a lot of the striving that is causing stress and anxiety, pressure, yeah, we can put it down because we see that the mental system which is striving is not us. It's not you. It seems like you're not present because you're living as what is never referencing presence, nowness, the head. It's like when sometimes, you know, you take a shower or something, you get out of the shower, you dry yourself off, and you're like, I didn't even take a shower, pretty much. It's like, because the head was somewhere else. Now, you weren't anywhere else, but you were listening. You're putting the belief into the head, which is always referencing somewhere else. So it seems like you never even took the shower. Or it's like when you're driving, yeah, same thing can happen. Now you're experiencing all of that not nowness, yeah. But if we're completely identified with what's always referencing past and future, it seems like we're not here. So then we're striving. Then there's a future reach to get here, which is when you say it, when I say it out loud, it seems so crazy to me. It's a future. I'm going to get here now in the future. I'm going to get into now in the future as what is telling me I'm not here now. Yeah. So it's a seeing. It's a seeing of what is saying I want presence or I'm not present as not you. Because that's the same mental system which is pulling. And then there you are, present. Always now. Always now. And disentangled, yeah, from what is saying you're not present, which is the real beauty, because now then becomes very comfortable. Now becomes life. It's like very enjoyable. And then life can happen. And we don't need to control it. We don't need to control it because we put faith, a faith in now, faith in what we are. That's relief.